Hello, good day everyone. Welcome to my channel. In the last video, we saw the basis of Redis. We saw how we could connect to our Redis database from Visual Studio. In this video, we are taking it in Node.js. We are looking at a real application, the application we've been using in previous videos that has an SQL database in the backend. But this time around, we want to put Redis in between the database and our web app. So instead of serving our application from the SQL server, we want to be doing that from our Redis database. So even though in the last video we didn't have a database, we just use Redis directly. But in the real world, what you will mostly encounter is where there's a database, but Redis is just acting as a proxy between the application and the database. I mean, that's why it's a caching system. So let me share my screen. Yeah, so over here, this is where the major modification is happening because all other aspects of this application we are already familiar with it. So you can see that there's a Redis connection string here. In the last video, you already know how to get this connection string. So I created the new Redis cache and I have this connection string from my Azure portal. Then afterwards, what this is just saying is that for the first time the application is running, it would populate our cache with the content from our database. So from the SQL server, it will populate our Redis cache. But afterwards, it will start to get content from the cache and not from the database, which I mean, it will make our application more have a lower latency, more available and faster, basically. So that's just what this application is doing. Just to make you know that we are still using our database. So aside from this connection string that you can see here, there's another connection string which we are using for our database, which we use for the first time, and this is the connection string. And this connection string is gotten from my app setting.json. You can see the connection string over here for our database. Okay, so I've already published this application to Azure, and you can also run it from here. It's gonna work the same way. I wish I could architect this maybe using a modeling tool so that it would be clearer how um, our Redis is interacting with our database and how it's being integrated with our web app. But the use of Redis is not something that, irrespective of the type of database that you are using, Redis is something that will always help um to make your application more available. And even when you are creating a web app, there's even an option to optimize for Redis. So that's basically it. So if I should run this application, I can either run it from here or use the version in my web app. So the version I've published. So let me use the one I've published so that we'll be able to see it clearer. Yeah, so let me go to my Azure portal. Where is it again? Okay, so I'm going to my Azure portal now. Close this and um why am I not seeing my, okay, I've seen it. My Edge browser. Okay, so this was the application. I just published it right now to Azure, and you can see that it's connected to the database. This is the web app. This is the web app URL. It's connected to the database. However, um I mean, it's fetching content from the database. However, this content that you are seeing here is not from the database, rather it's from the cache for Redis, Azure Cache for Redis. So it's from Azure Cache for Redis. Another thing I want to say is that in the last video, I was always speaking about how Redis is I was speaking like Redis was a native Azure service. So Redis actually stands on its own. It's something that you can use even outside of Azure. But Microsoft's managed version for it is what we call Azure Cache for Redis. Yeah, so basically, if we should monitor this application and check the response time, you will see that it will be way faster than when we run it without using um, a database caching system. That's really the aim of this. Yeah, so I believe this video have been informative. If it has, don't hesitate to share, like, and subscribe. Have a nice day.